yeah, so like the video. This is the king, and listen to the fitness. And if you don't do fitness, you're gonna die at a young age.
Yeah, thanks.
Trust.
That's right.
Trust.
What she
period.
said. Yeah. All right. All right, what is up, and welcome back to another episode. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for today's episode, but I got my usual mic here. Found my little fuzzy wuzzy, what do they call this, a dead cat? Yeah, so hopefully the sound quality is gonna sound a bit better. Oh yeah, now I remember why I don't use this all that much. It's because this thing doesn't stay on. But hopefully it stays on as I'm taking you through my day. Damn it.
2 hours later.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna put it like right there, and then hopefully you can hear me with the mic being off to the side there. But starting off this video with a physique, man, my little floor heater here is getting a little hot. But starting my day off as usual with a little physique update. So today weighed in at 167, and I feel like now it's like we're starting to get somewhere. The ball's starting to roll in terms of just seeing my weight drop a little bit, and then also really seeing some leanness come out here. So there's a front kind of flexed, and then I'll just do, actually yeah, I'll do a relaxed one first. So front, side, back, and then other side. Then we have the flexed. Just flex the abs there a little bit, and then boom, boom, and boom. Yeah, one thing as I'm flexing, you realize like bodybuilders, like they make it look so natural, but like it's actually hard trying to like talk and make like a natural face while I'm flexing. So like you'll know when you've tried this. So not saying I'm a bodybuilder or anything, or aspiring to be one. Just that you gotta have some respect for the sport, even though I'm not super into it. But yeah, that's a quick little physique update. And now I've got brekkie on deck here. So I've decided to switch it up. So rather than my usual bagel, I've been really craving like a breakfast taco thing. I actually kind of burned my tortilla today. So tortilla is the carb base for today, and then got my 3 eggs as usual, and then underneath this, I don't know if you can see, got some bacon, and oh shit, I forgot my salsa. So I'll go put on some salsa real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back here with some salsa on there. And you know, one opinion that I've had, that I've made on my Instagram actually, is that I feel like salsa is like Mexican ketchup, because you know, or at least from my observation, the most stereotypical American thing is to put ketchup on literally everything. Like I was never a huge fan of ketchup on eggs, or I see people just slather ketchup all over their fries or potatoes or whatever they're eating. Like I can't think of off the top of my head what like the weirdest thing I've seen people just slather ketchup is, but some people legit slather ketchup on everything that they're like, and like meat and stuff, and like just random, like when they're having just like a meat dish with some carbs, and they're just like slathering ketchup on it. And it's not like it's not like you were talking about burgers or hot dogs or typical stuff that you slather ketchup on. It's like atypical stuff that they put ketchup on. So that just makes me think like, oh, I feel like Mexicans do the same thing with salsa, but then, you know, I criticize people who do that, but then I put salsa on legit like everything. So I don't know, maybe salsa is just my ketchup, and I'm just shitting on people for doing the same thing that I'm doing. So anyways, I'm gonna smash this real quick, and then on the docket for today is do some online client check-ins. I have to train myself and hit my own workout. Today is a leg day, I believe. So yeah, today's a leg day, and then I have client session, have my Portuguese lesson, and then client sessions for the rest of the evening. So that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Hey Austin, just wanted to send a quick update here instead of a video check-in, just because I'm a little busy today.
Yo, Sagar, what is going on? Thank you for the check-in this week. So let's go ahead and dive right into things. So yeah, we'll continue hitting it hard for the next couple of weeks here before your small trip to SF. And yeah, as always, drop me a message if you need anything. Have a great week ahead. Have a great weekend, and take care, and we'll chat very soon. All right, and we are wrapped up with the first session of client check-ins. So I think I did about 6. That's how many came through so far, and then usually I'll just let until they filter through, just because I know that Mondays are a busy day for a lot of people. So I usually just kind of let my check-ins filter through, and then I'll finish up my check-ins with the rest of my clients later as they submit them. So yeah, now I am just about finishing up my coffee here, my coffee, as I would say in the New York accent. So about half a cup of coffee here left, and then I'm gonna go hit my own workout, and then that should be about like an hour and a half plus, yeah, with the commute in mind. So workout takes about an hour, commute back and forth is probably 30 minutes, and then we'll have lunch super quick, and then I'm going to have my Portuguese lesson, and then I gotta plan out my content for later today, and then have my evening sessions with my clients. And then, oh yeah, shit, I don't even have dinner prepared, so I might actually get halal card again for tonight. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan for the rest of the day today. I might throw in like a fitness sit and talk somewhere in there. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, honestly, but we're gonna do it. So yeah, that's pretty much that, and I'll catch you outside. Alright, so just finished up a cheeky little leg day there. It was pretty tough. Did some heavy split squats, as you can see, but it was a nice little combination of strength and mobility work. And actually in today's video, I kind of want to dive in a little bit on training intensity, training to failure. What are my overall thoughts on that, and how I personally approach that, and how my approach has sort of evolved over the years in terms of training intensity, training methods, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we are now on the way home. I'm walking over to the subway station, and I'm gonna do a little workout commentary once I get home, shower, eat, and if I have enough time, I have my Portuguese lesson coming up, so we'll see. I'll catch you in the next clip. Alright, so just finished up my Portuguese lesson, so to give you a quick update on what has happened so far. So I took the subway home, I prepped lunch, showered, and then prepped lunch, and I realized it was like 2:58 or 2:59 or something. I was like, okay, I have no time to eat, so I need to go do my lesson, hop on my Skype with my tutor, and then I am currently halfway done with my lunch. So, typical chicken nugget quesadilla with some baby carrots and some hummus. And pretty typical lunch, as you can see. I legit eat the same thing every fucking day. Like, I don't joke when I eat the same thing every freaking day, because it literally, I'm gonna rest my hand here so my shoulder's not tired from talking to you. So yeah, it's like, I've said this in a video before, but I think it's worth reiterating that literally your best bet is to keep shit simple, because that way you take the guesswork out of meal prepping, you take the guesswork out of tracking your calories and all that. So that's why I say keep it simple. And when you can keep it simple, you're gonna find that your fat loss journey is gonna be so much easier, because now you don't have to worry about, oh, what am I eating today, or how many calories. And then, you know, when you're eating the same thing every day, once you log it a few times, you know, okay, this is gonna be about how many calories, this is gonna be about how much protein is in it. And then it's going to take all the decision fatigue out of choosing what to eat. And then your fat loss, weight loss journey is going to be literally an autopilot, because you're just eating the same thing. You're just literally checking the boxes and staying consistent, which is, you know, arguably the hardest part here. And we can take all the guesswork out of that. Now you've built a system where you can just literally repeat and just get results just like that. And then, of course, like I said, it takes the guesswork out of it, so you don't have to worry about this, don't have to worry about that, or going off track and all that. And when you have to, and I find that when I have this process and it's repeatable, and then when I do throw in change, or when I do throw in all these changing variables or something, I can easily adjust. It's rather than a million things changing my diet per day and I'm just like overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. It's like, okay, if I know that I'm gonna go out to eat later, or if I know I'm gonna drink a little bit tonight, or if I know I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this adjustment, I can literally be like, okay, I'm just gonna reduce this meal or cut out this meal and give myself more room for that meal later tonight, and that kind of stuff. And just, I can make these easy adjustments because I know exactly what the quantity is that I'm used to, and then I can easily make that switch to give myself more flexibility. So it's like legit, like I can tell you that the easiest freaking hack you can do for yourself is just eating the same thing every day. And you know, at first I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's so easy to just figure everything out, but at first it is gonna take a little bit of work. You are gonna have to track everything, but once you have gone through that process for, say, I want to say for the first 4 to 8 weeks, and you start to figure out, okay, this is what I like, this is what's easy for me to prep. And once you've sort of found the foods that you like and that's easy for you to prep, that you can literally repeat, and then it's just a rinse and repeat process that you can just replicate and get results off of. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'll leave you on, and I'll overlay some training footage now and then talk about my training philosophy and how it has sort of evolved, like I said, and especially on like training intensity and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go. All right, so quick update on the haps. So I ended up training 2 of my clients, and then in between that session I posted up at a coffee shop and worked a little bit on content. And then now to end the night, we got some meatos here, and honestly I am pretty tired and exhausted right now. So I'm headed home and then probably continue my talk tomorrow, because it's freaking brick as hell outside right now. So I just want to go home and eat. So yeah. All right, what is up? We are once again out here in the streets of New York. Actually, not really a street, more of like the off-beaten road, off-beaten path. But as you can see, I'm out here at Brooklyn Bridge Park, and you can see the beautiful Brooklyn Bridge out there, and then also the nice Manhattan skyline. And it is, I'll be honest, it's a bit brick out here, but the shit I do for content, you know. But luckily I got my hot coffee out here, although it's probably not that hot anymore. And it's like still a little bit warm. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get stuck into talking about my training philosophy and how it has sort of evolved over the years, and I'm gonna overlay some training footage here. So starting from the very beginning, so I want to say, just starting off overall, my main goal since always has been to build more muscle, get stronger, and just have a nice physique that I was proud of and that looked strong, that looked athletic, that looked fit. And I just wanted to feel comfortable and confident in my body, and that has always been the goal. And it has sort of evolved over the years, but I will say, like, even though I am now sort of like 12, 13 years down the line, that is still one of my primary focuses. You know, I'm not trying to get swole, not trying to get huge anymore by any means, but I still want to maintain a lean, fit, athletic physique, and like that's very end of it. Like, I want to be able to look fit, lean, and strong well into my older years. So that's like really the main focus. But starting off is like that was a primary focus, and like I will say that my mindset from earlier was that I would do whatever means necessary. I tried all these freaking diets and workout routines, and it was under the impression of like, oh, eat big to get big, that kind of stuff. And you know, bulking and cutting and bulking and cutting and all these, you know, these typical like bodybuilding methods and approaches were those are just what I mainly set out and tried to do. And then that was pretty much, but then my training style was started from like pure bodybuilding, and then I got into the realm of, oh, I'm just gonna power lift, because people were talking about like, oh, you got to do these big barbell lifts, you got to do these power lifts if you want to build muscle and get stronger. And so at a certain point, like my routines were just very much focused into powerlifting and barbell lifts, and I did a lot of my main compound lifts were like powerlifting and squatting and bench pressing. And oh yeah, so I want to go back, like previous to that, it was still a little bit of barbell stuff, but it was mainly just a bunch of different bro stuff. And if anything, like the first few years were just the approach of like, I'm just gonna do all the bro lifts and try to get as strong as possible. And it was pretty much the kitchen sink approach, right? It was like, I'm gonna try to do everything, and then if I do everything, obviously something's gonna work and something's gonna hit. And sure, I did see a good amount of progress, but then I was working out every single freaking day, and I found myself getting burnt out, and I found myself plateauing sooner or later. Whereas once I transitioned more into the powerlifting approach, my workouts were definitely shorter. It was definitely much more efficient and focused into these compound lifts. But then what I found was that all I was doing are these same movements. I would feel like my joints were aching, my elbows were hurting, my wrists were hurting, like all these small little muscles and small little joint problems that just kind of came out of nowhere. I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere, obviously, but it felt like it came out of nowhere. And then I was like, I feel like I should be strong, and I feel like I'm working out and doing all the right things, but why is my body getting hurt, right? And you know, when I think about this, is like my early 20s, my early mid 20s, and I'm like, shit, my body should not be feeling like shit, right? Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yes.
Let me say hi.
Oh, sure.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
It's the King here. Wait,
Yeah.
what's the video about?
Fitness. Fitness stuff.
I gotta get into fitness.
Oh yeah.
King. But yeah, listen to what he says, y'all, and like this video up, cause the King says so.
Yeah. This is the mic.
Oh.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So like the video. This is the King, and listen to the fitness. And if you don't do fitness, you're gonna die at a young age.
Yeah. Thanks.
Trust.
That's right.
Trust.
What she
period.
said. Yeah. All right. Anyways, that was totally random. But so where was I? So so talking about my transition into more powerlifting and barbell focused stuff, it was really like, why does my body feel like crap, you know? Like, I feel like I should be strong, I'm fit and stuff, and obviously I did feel strong. My numbers were going up, and I was hitting all these PRs and stuff, but at the same time, my body didn't feel right. Like, my body should not be aching and hurting and be in so much pain and discomfort at such an early age. And I'm like, okay, if it's this bad now, when I transition into my 40s and 50s, it's gonna be much worse, and then what am I gonna do, right? So I had to sort of find a solution, and then I pivoted away from that, and then more into kind of like a calisthenics bodybuilding hybrid approach, where I did incorporate much more body weight movements, and then from there my body did started feeling better, because I wasn't like locking my joints into like these specific positions for long periods of time. And that's not to say that barbell movements and powerlifting movements are bad by any means, but you know, if you do them forever and you don't try to change the plane of movement that your body's in, and you don't stress it in different ways, then obviously it's not going to create the adaptations that are necessary in order to be stronger and more resilient in a variety of positions. So that was the problem I was running into. And then when I shifted into more like the body weight stuff, I found the same thing started to happen, right? So I'm getting a little bit nervous here that my phone is shaking with the wind blowing, but hopefully it doesn't fall over. Okay, but yeah, so I transitioned more into like the body weight style stuff here, where then once again I was running into the same problem of like my joints were hurting, because then, you know, obviously I took that too far, and then I just did that straight for years, and I didn't take any deloads or anything. And then I found the problem, say, oh, it's because I'm not letting my body properly recover. I wouldn't take when I took vacations, I would still try to hit it hard in the gym, I would still try to push my body, and I didn't give myself proper rest and recovery in between workouts, and especially like throughout the year. Not even just thinking about taking rest days, but thinking about taking rest seasons throughout the year is so key to letting your body recover and grow and get stronger, and then also repair itself from all the damage you've been doing from training. So that was basically a big problem that I ran into. And then, you know, slowly down the line, I found out more about rest and recovery and like what proper strength and hypertrophy training should look like, and how you should be focusing on maximizing your rest and recovery, and how that is going to help you actually make more gains and get stronger, and then also allow your body to actually be able to repair and heal itself, and that, you know, your muscles could be getting stronger, but then your joints, it's like that's the stuff that's important, right? Because that's what your muscles attached to, and obviously you don't want to be making your body worse through training, right? You in theory, you want to be training because you want to strengthen your body, you want to feel better about it, and you want to be able to handle more, not be able to handle less because you're in pain and injury all the time. So that was a problem I kind of ran into, and then through that I kind of dove into the realm of physical therapy, and then again, like a lot of that, like more stuff I was learning, a lot of that actually aligned a lot with strength and hypertrophy training, whereas like physical therapy is also about, hey, stressing your body in the right places, and then also allowing your body to properly rest and recovery, and allow the joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments and all the other stuff in your body to heal and recover and repair itself. So that's what I kind of dove into. And then, you know, and then while I was working in a physical therapy clinic, I learned more about training athletes and how it's important to train yourself through a variety of motions, and that your body is very much, you know, dependent on what you do on a daily basis. Like your body will adapt to the stress that you put it under. And I learned more and more that there aren't necessarily any sort of dangerous movements or things that you should be avoiding or only doing in terms of your fitness routine, but rather you should be doing a variety of things, especially if your focus is not towards a specific sport. And then even then, it's a good idea to incorporate a bunch of different things, because you want to build your body. Like for example, if you are only squatting all the time to a specific depth, and then the moment you use too much weight that's too heavy for you to handle, and then or something goes wrong, you know, knock on wood here, but like you just don't know when things would happen. But then if you don't have that proper resilience built into your routine, then you might squat a little bit too low, you might tweak something a little bit off, slightly in a different few degrees off, and then your body, and then of course you tweak something, you pull something, or something snaps or something pops in your body, and you're like, oh shit, that did not feel good, right? So it's like you're not preparing your body to handle these things that you're like only doing in your specific routine. So that's why it's a good idea to incorporate a bunch of different things in your routine in order for you to build resilience in a variety. But anyways, back to the original thing of like working and training with athletes, where we would focus on a variety of planes of movements, because again, when we're trying to help people recover and get back into daily life, it's sort of thinking, okay, what do these people want to achieve and accomplish in their daily life, and how do we best prepare these people? And of course, we want to train them to a point that we want to have them be above the curve, right? Not just, oh, I'm just good enough to do my daily routines. We want them to be even stronger than that, so that in the event of anything happens, in any case that they overload their bodies, they are much more prepared to handle that, and they won't get injured, or they have a lower chance of getting injured than they did the previous time. So then learning a combination of that, and as I dove more and more into training, my training has sort of evolved into, now it's a variety of powerlifting, bodybuilding stuff, and I incorporate some athletic stuff. As you can see in my previous videos, I do a little bit of like jumping, and I don't do running. I probably should take that up at some point or another, but I just don't have the time for that right now. But that's just an excuse. But still, like, my body feels the best it's ever been. But on the other hand, like, if you were to go by other metrics of how I used to rate myself, like, I'm not lifting as heavy. Like, my peers now are not as heavy as my peers in the past. I'm not as jacked or as big as I was in the past, but ironically now I feel the most strong, and I feel the most confident, and I feel the best in my body than I've ever been, because I now can work through these varieties of range of motions. I feel so much more mobile and flexible than I did before, because I'm properly incorporating that into my routine. I feel stronger than I have before, because now my body can, like I said, it can do things that it hasn't had before. So I just feel strong, and that I feel that I but I have a very, very small chance of injuring myself doing these random things. Like, if I decide to take on some sport that my body's not used to, I'm not going to have this weird fear of injuring myself, because then because I've prepared my body to do this by training harder and training through different range of motions that are weird range of motions and doing weird strength things, than my body, that is preparing my body to take on these extra stressors. So yeah, that's pretty much a culmination of what my training has been over the years. So there you go. Yeah, hopefully that has, you know, helped you out a little bit. And like I said, I feel the best, and I certainly, my sport, I don't really have like a sport specific focus. I don't really have a specific thing that I'm training towards. So it's like, I feel, 99% or 95% of people should be kind of training with this idea of like this general fitness and working through a variety of programs and variety of training methods and stressing your body in different ways, so that you're preparing yourself so that no matter which sport you decide to take on or whatever activity you spontaneously decide to do, your body's prepared for it, and you minimize your chances of getting injured. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I'll probably head out in a bit. My fingers are starting to freeze now, and catch you next clip. All right, real quick, shout out to this place right here. It's called Percent Arabica. I think that's how you pronounce it. But banging coffee. I already finished it, so I already finished it through with my cup. But shout out to that place because the coffee was good, and then also the location is prime. As you can see, the Brooklyn Bridge in the back there. My gosh. Hopefully, I don't even know. I'm like filming blind here, but hopefully I can get a good thumbnail picture. Maybe this is it. Okay, cool. But yeah, so I was looking over and editing some of the footage here, and it was like over 20 minutes already, so my YouTube video is pretty long. But hopefully you got some value out of my little talk there about my fitness journey. And then of course, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop in the comments below. Feel free to shoot me an email, DM me on Instagram, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna end the video here because the rest of the day is cold and I'm gonna be busy for the rest of the day. So yeah, like that girl earlier said, don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff that helps the channel out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.